and let you all do your presentation, and then if we have to vote on anything, we'll come back. We do have one item we need to vote on, so if you want to, everyone please silence their phones, and we'll ask you to call the roll, please.
Senator Nemus. Senator Thomas. Representative Hancock. Here. Representative Hart. Representative Jackson.
Present.
Representative Lockett.
Here.
Representative Watkins. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Representative Bowling. Representative Bray. Representative Petrie. Representative Flannery. Representative Hale.
Here.
Representative Freeland.
Here.
Representative Thomas.
Present.
And Senator Maiden presiding.
Here. All right, we'll ask our folks from the Humane Society to come up and please identify yourself and for the record, please.
Good morning. Make sure you can hear me.
Pull it back there to you a little bit. There you go. That way you won't have to lean out on
Get settled.
the table.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alyssa Gray, and I'm the president and CEO of the Kentucky Humane Society. Thank you to the chairs and the committee for having me today. I'm very excited and honored to be here to tell you about what is going on at the Kentucky Humane Society, talk about our vision, and talk about the future and how we can continue to help Kentucky's animals and the people that love them. Since 1884, the Kentucky Humane Society, or KHS, has been here for Kentucky's cats, dogs, and horses, and the communities that care for them. Each year, we take in more than 6,000 animals who need our help. While our headquarters are in Louisville, we have a statewide reach. We support county animal shelters, provide spay-neuter surgeries to underserved areas, and respond during times of crisis. One thing that's important to know is that KHS is an independent organization. We are not affiliated with any national groups. Our life-saving work is made possible through the generosity of over 20,000 donors who support us, annual donors. In 2019, we launched our Love 120 initiative with the goal of reaching all 120 Kentucky counties. I'm proud to say that we've already made a difference in 96 counties and counting. This project will allow us to expand our reach and bring to support to even more counties. KHS is Kentucky's only organization serving as a hub for animal disaster. We provide critical grants, essential supplies, and hands-on support whenever and wherever it's needed most. Over the last several years, we've witnessed Kentucky communities struck again and again by natural disasters. Families lose everything in a matter of hours. And right alongside them, their pets, their comfort, their companions are in just as much danger. Our new animal and community campus will include a dedicated space designed to provide immediate temporary housing for over 100 animals in the aftermath of a disaster. This means that when emergencies strike, we can respond quickly by transferring animals who are already in local shelters to our campus, clearing space so those shelters can take in animals displaced by the disaster and keep them close to home. In other words, we not only provide care for the pets we take in, but we also give local communities the capacity they need to respond during disaster. To give you a few examples of our recent work, during the Western Kentucky tornadoes in 2021, shelters in Graves, Hopkins, Ohio, Muhlenberg, Caldwell, Warren, Logan, and Grayson counties received over $160,000 in cash support from KHS. And we helped transport over 600 pets out of harm's way. In the Eastern Kentucky flooding of 2022, we provided $70,000 in funding and supplies to shelters in Perry, Letcher, Knott, Breathitt, and Floyd counties. And we coordinated the transport of hundreds of pre-storm pets. More recently, during the Eastern Kentucky tornadoes of 2025, we assisted local rescues in Pulaski and Laurel counties with the transport of 100 animals. And following the western and eastern Kentucky flooding in 2025, shelters across 13 counties received supplies or transport from 100 of pets for 100 of pets. These examples show how vital KHS is in ensuring that Kentucky's pets are safe, cared for, and supported during crisis. Let's take a closer look at a very specific example of the impact we've had on just one of our partner shelters, Floyd County. During the 2022 and 2025 flooding events, KHS provided critical support to the county animal shelter, including animal transports, financial assistance, and essential supplies. I'll never forget being in Floyd County after the floods. My colleagues and I loaded ATVs, pet supplies, crates, and water and took them deep into the haulers where cars couldn't reach. We passed tents where families were sleeping, clinging to what little they had left, but they had their pets with them. I remember giving supplies to a family and a little girl who hugged her dog like it was the only thing she could ever need. It was heartbreaking, but also inspiring. The resilience, the love, the community support, it's why we do this work. Not because someone is paying us to, but because we feel called to stand with Kentuckians when they need us most. To continue our commitment to Floyd County, we also hosted a caravan mobile clinic visit in the area, offering free spay and neuter surgeries, vaccines, and microchips for local pets. Through our Pets for Life program, we're partnering with the South Beaver community to provide ongoing veterinary care, including spay and neuter surgeries, along with preventatives, pet food, and other supplies. This is the first year of a 3-year funding and staff commitment. As part of this initiative, we hired Tanya, a born and raised Floyd County resident and trusted community leader, to serve as our boots on the ground and connect directly with families. Additionally, we purchased standing air conditioning units for the Floyd County Animal Shelter when their systems went out. And even in non-disaster times, we continue to provide vaccines, preventatives, and parvo tests to support that shelter. Since 2019, we've transported over 335 animals from Floyd County to KHS for adoption, giving these pets a second chance at a loving home. Again, just one example of the over 90 counties we're helping. Another key area of our work is animal rescue and shelter relief. KHS partners with county animal shelters across Kentucky to help increase their life-saving capacity while also saving taxpayer dollars. By transferring animals to KHS, counties save money and reduce euthanasia rates. Between 2019 and 2024, we transported over 20,000 animals from Kentucky shelters outside of Louisville to KHS for adoption. To care for these pets, KHS personally invested $8 million in private funds, covering treatment, daily care, and everything needed to prepare them for their forever homes, relieving county shelters of this financial, emotional, and operational burden. We also provide local shelters with hands-on mentorships. We provide guidance on shelter operations, fundraising, transport logistics, and we connect them with new resources and regional partners, helping to ensure they can grow their capacity and save more lives. Now, let's take a look at what we need to serve and save even more communities across Kentucky. 1 year ago, we launched our campaign to raise $37 million for our new Kentucky Animal and Community Campus. This flagship campus will allow us to help even more Kentucky families and their beloved pets. This campaign is being led by our remarkable board chair, Karen Williams, who many of you may know. Karen successfully led the expansion of the Kentucky International Convention Center, and she brings that same vision, credibility, and determination to this campaign. Through the sale of KHS properties and strategic investments, we have already contributed $12 million of our own. Combined with strong fundraising efforts, we now have secured $20.7 million towards this project. That local and national support is already strong and includes $1 million from Louisville Metro Government, $1.5 million from the Louisville Swope family, $2 million from the Gaunt Foundation of Florida, $1 million from a very unique donor, Art from Animals Foundation of New York that has actually never even visited our state, a generous commitment from the Republic Bank Foundation and Traeger Family Foundation, and over $380,000 from our board of directors. And in addition, another $2 million from other supporters. Today, we are asking the Kentucky General Assembly for a matching contribution to help bring this vision to life. Why should the Kentucky General Assembly support this project? Because the Kentucky Animal and Community Campus will allow us to expand both urban and rural services, improve outcomes for cats and dogs across the Commonwealth, and ultimately help save taxpayer dollars. The new campus will provide a dedicated space to respond to disasters and large-scale cases of cruelty and neglect, reduce overcrowding and euthanasia in municipal shelters, address pet overpopulation, expand our impact in rural shelters in Kentucky, put less strain on local governments, create a more humane housing for Kentucky shelter pets, provide accessible and affordable veterinary care to pet owners, reducing financial stress, educate veterinary students and shelter leaders across the state, creating a pipeline for new talent. Kentucky is currently experiencing a veterinary desert in crisis, making it challenging for pet owners to access care. This campus will serve as a training hub where students and vet techs can shadow, gain hands-on experience, and be inspired to stay in our great state. With this campus, KHS will not only continue to save lives, but also strengthen communities and set a new standard for animal care across the Commonwealth. We are incredibly proud to share that 100% of our staff has already committed to this campaign. Their commitment reflects just how deeply we believe in the impact of this campus and what it will have for the communities across our state. Importantly, this project is not just a dream on paper. We are through 100% design development and construction documents with the help of K. Norman Berry Architects, Calhoun Construction, and PLC Management. We are shovel ready. With the Kentucky General Assembly's support, we can move this forward immediately. At this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for your service and your consideration.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody got- Representative Thomas would like to.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. Since we released the capabilities of Murray State University and others having a veterinary program to teach vets and everything, would they be able to come to this facility to get some of their off-site work done?
Yes, that is the goal. We would like to attract more vet students and veterinarians that need, practicum hours, internships. We would like them to come to this campus. The facility where our vet services will have 3 different parts. So it will be shelter medicine, and then it will be high volume spay neuter for the public. And then also, in addition, we'll have a brick and mortar veterinary clinic for low cost care. So things like dentals that sometimes cost $600 to $2,000 at a clinic, they'll be more like $150 to $300. And that's something that a lot of students don't get to learn. They don't get to do that hands-on work. So our goal is to be able to attract more of those students. Right now, we have 1 intern from LMU. But in this facility, we would love to have at least 5 and maybe even more.
That was my next question. How many would you be able to handle? Up to 5 then. So.
And possibly even more, just depending on the space and what we can do on the weekends. Right now, we're working to drive more veterinarians to us and provide more education. High volume spay neuter is not regularly taught in schools and vet schools, and that is a real problem right now since we're experiencing so many puppies and kittens and litters. We lost a lot of surgeries during COVID, and we're trying to make up for that. We lost 2.8 million surgeries in animal welfare throughout the whole United States, and that's really impacting us. So spay neuter is the number one way to tackle overpopulation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Representative Hancock. You good? Oh. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You mentioned that you do work with horses. Do you do any work with any other large animals, cattle, anything like that?
We don't. We do horses, and with that we have mini horses, donkeys, things like that. But otherwise, we're just cats, dogs, and horses. There's still a very serious issue with those three populations, so we're really trying to focus our attention on those.
Yeah. Just to follow up too, if for some reason the General Assembly does not allocate the $5 million, what happens to the project?
We will continue to fundraise. We hope to launch a public. Right now, we're in the private phase of a capital campaign and a fundraising campaign, but we will launch a public phase in the next 3 months. And part of that will be getting local donors. Right now, the support we already have, the $20.7 million. I'm very, very proud to say that is just through conversations with our very trusted donors. We haven't really tapped into those 20,000 that I mentioned. And then I think just animal lovers throughout the state. We have such a wide impact now with being in 96 counties that we hope people will, and we know people will come to support. But we'd love to get this done sooner than later, so would appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Representative Freeland.
Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate the information this morning. I had a conversation not long ago with one of my county judges, and one of the problems they're having, and I'm sure a lot of the counties are having, are just simply being overrun with pets that are unwanted pets throughout the state. And with vet bills, food costs, salaries, all the things that go into that. One of the things, does the Kentucky Humane Society, do you offer any tools for counties as far as maybe ideas to help with improving the situation that they're in?
Yes, definitely. Thank you for that question. We do. We partner with 96 counties, and a lot of that is providing advice. We've partnered with at least 3 that I know off the top of my head, Breckenridge being one, where we kind of worked with them hand to hand, in partnership to get them started with a high volume spay neuter clinic, which is again the number one way to tackle overpopulation. But we also are able to send our mobile vehicle. We have a caravan. It's called the Caravan, and that goes out to rural Kentucky. So we try to prioritize underserved areas or places of veterinary deserts where the closest veterinarian is 100 miles away. And we will go there and do high volume spay neuter or medical care. We're usually there 2 to 3 days, and we'll get as many people as possible. Usually on a given day, we can do 50 surgeries and see about 50 clients for that. And with this new facility, the fact that we'll have a brick and mortar clinic to do some of those things, the Caravan will be able to be on the road more.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
We also, one more addition, we do provide grant funding at times to help shelters with crises. We know that heartworm's prevalent in a lot of the rural Kentucky shelters, so we've paid vet bills in that community to care for those pets.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think you answered my question. I was going to ask the exact amount that you were asking for, and I think you said it was $5 million.
Yes, sir.
From the General Assembly. So that was my big question. But I do want to thank you, Alyssa, for your enthusiasm for your job.
Thank you.
It's it can be very stressful and tough at times, I'm sure, like all jobs. But I appreciate your enthusiasm that you bring to the job. And the presentation was outstanding this morning, so thank you.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to do what I do. I've been in this industry for 18 years. Our team at the Kentucky Humane Society, we've been in a building that is 75 years old in several different locations spread out. So we'd like to be more efficient to be able to help more of the state. And this is an important project that I live and breathe, and it's going to happen for my staff, but also for the animals.
Anyone else? I have a question. So the
Yes,
new
sir.
facilities you're proposing, is it at the same location you are, or is it going to be at a different?
So it's on a new site. It's right next to our right now our high volume spay neuter clinic, our SNP clinic off Preston Highway. So it's very central, easy access in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's a new site. So it's a brand new
I
build.
guess that was the thing on your presentation where you said you sold some property. I guess that's what you're.
Yes.
Okay.
So we started with, I guess in the beginning of this year, we had 7 properties. Now we have 5. So the sale of those 2 are going towards this project, and then we'll sell 2 more as we phase into the building.
One other thing, I think Representative Hart's on the Disaster and Resilience Subcommittee, and your group would be a good group to fold into that long-term recovery plan. I mean, I know you showed up at Floyd County during the flood, and that's basically what they do is show up after disasters. But addressing the animal and pet situation during those things is really back. You always say people ask, what do you need? And you always hear them say, pet foods, pet supplies, and
Right.
Getting your all's group involved in that may be a good way to help get you all funded.
Thank you, Senator Maiden. Yes, we agree. We're the only one doing this work in Kentucky where we've actually gone out and helped in these counties. No one else is doing it, and we feel compelled to do it. It's not our responsibility, but we want it to be, and we want to be known as the boots on the ground, the response team, or just providing advice. We've been able to create relationships in all these counties, and knowing a closer shelter may have some availability to take animals after a disaster, we put them together and get them matched. So we really want to be that alleviation for some of these shelters and where people go. We have national contacts, so we're able to utilize those to assist in natural disasters. So that is a big part of this project that we can help expand on.
I know you're all doing it on your own right now, but if we could make that part of the package with
Yes.
those folks that we're working with, and maybe Lana can come see me, I can give her those names, and y'all may already know
Yes.
the folks. Did you work with the folks down in Murray when they had the tornadoes?
We may have. I'd have to check on that. We work closely with the Kentucky Veterinary Medical Association and several partners and different partners that focus on animal throughout the state when disasters happen. It's something where we're always looking for more contacts, though. The more we know, the better, and the quicker we can respond, the better. Like you said, I'd like this to be an official disaster response program that we know and can count on. You can count on us no matter what, but I'd like to make it official and people know exactly who to call. And, that's one of the first calls when something happens.
Sure. All right. Go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you this morning for your presentation. It was very good. I think one of my colleagues here touched on our county. A lot of our county judges, they struggle with the funding for these facilities. There was something happened in my district about a year and a half ago maybe, where there was a place that was supposedly above board housing a lot of these animals, but it come to find out there was a lot of abuse, a lot of things going on there that shouldn't have been happening. And anyway, there was I'm not sure exact number, but there was something like 150 animals, cats, dogs, that had to be transferred out of that place. It was basically just a house, moved to one of the shelters. Mm-hmm. And when they done that just completely overran that shelter to bring in suddenly that many animals. Right. And so I guess my question is do you, and maybe this was answered, if they reach out to you when things like this can happen, can you help them find places to take these animals? Or, we certainly don't want to see them have to be euthanized. Sure. And I know some do with the conditions that they were in. Right. But can our judges and our county officials reach out to you, or do they reach out to you?
They do. We have relationships in 96 counties, so it's not every county, in all honesty. A lot of counties, depending on their budget and what they're dealing with or the amount of animals they have, they don't have the time to do some of these things. And that's where we are not animal control. We don't do any of the ordinances or policing. We like to come in and say, what do you need help with? Non-judgmental way of how can we give you some advice on how to tackle this? Or can we connect you with a partner to, intake 20 of those animals to alleviate some of the pressure of that shelter. Or sometimes we take in, some of those animals. 3 years ago, there was a cruelty neglect case of 100 huskies, and we were able to take in all 100 of those huskies and place them up for adoption. So it depends on timing. It depends on what's going on. If unfortunately there was a disaster a month ago, we're probably pretty full, but we will try to work with some of our national partners, like the ASPCA or the Bissell Foundation, or some of the other groups that a lot of times, like up north in some of the animal shelters, they're not as full as we are, or down south. So we'll connect them with another privately run nonprofit and potentially help them. So yes, if we want them to call us. We want them to call us. If they don't already have, our information, I can definitely connect with our Kentucky Initiatives Director, Kat Rooks. She specializes and knows, honestly, she could probably rattle off every person she knows in those 96 counties, and she wants to know all 120. So if you have a connection, please let me know, and we will get them and see what we can do.
Just a quick follow-up,
Sure.
Mr. Chairman. I'm not even sure if my counties are in that group or not. Do you have that list of counties?
We do. Yes, I can definitely share that
Okay.
to the different counties, the 96. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very
I
much.
will follow up with that.
Yes. Thank you.
And again, if they're not, we'd love to know who to call.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great presentation.
Appreciate what you do.
All right, so, do we have a quorum now? So we still don't? Okay, we'll put the approval of the minutes off to our next meeting. It looks like that'll be October 15th. If we don't have anything else, anybody got anything? All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.